All right, what's going on? You know what time it is. It's drive time. And this is a wonderful, wonderful Wednesday morning here in Scottsdale, Arizona. And we've been getting a little bit of rain this morning. I love it. I love the rain. There's a question I'm asked sometimes. My husband doesn't go to church and I do. What can I do to make him go to church? And my first response, leave him alone. Stop bothering him about going to church. It has to be his choice. It is a personal relationship that he has to have with Jesus Christ. It's not about taking him to a church that's going to change his life. That relationship is what's going to change his life. And you continuing to badger him about going to church and making him feel guilty in some way is not changing his mind. It has to be a choice. He may be rebelling against his childhood. He may have been forced to go to church when he was a child. And every time you remind him or feel like it's your duty to make him go to church, it pushes him further and further away. It has to be his decision. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. What makes him drink? Thirst is what makes him drink. He has to see and have a thirst for what it is that you've got. He may be a better sinner than you are a Christian. If he's not badgering you about going to church, but you're badgering him about staying home and not going, then maybe he's better at what he is than what you are. Maybe you may want him to go to church, not so much for church, but maybe that's your will and what you want for him. Investigate. Think about that. There was a guy that he and his wife were, when they got married, they weren't going to church. And they were drinking and doing all kind of crazy stuff. Well, once they got married and got saved, they started going to church together. But he began to rebel and he decided he didn't want to go anymore. Well, she continued to go. And she started to have groups that come over to her house and have Bible study to kind of coerce him to want to join the Bible study. And he didn't like that. So she started going to the Bible study outside of the home. He told her one night, he says, look, if you go out there again, if you go out there tonight, I'm locking the door. Well, she went out to the Bible study. When she came home that night, the door was locked. She slept on the porch that night. She slept on the porch all night. He got up that morning and opened the door, really expecting a battle. She got up and she said, good morning, honey. What would you like for breakfast? Now, that's not a breakfast that I would want to eat, but nonetheless, she continued to show him love, the true love of God, and compassion. And she never wavered. She continued to be as loving and kind and gentle with him as she could. She demonstrated in every way the love of Christ to him. It changed his life. He became one of the greatest evangelists of the 20th century. That gentleman's name was F.W. Wigglesworth. You see, you lead by example. People will not do what you say, they will do what you do. Lead by example.